Welcome to our deep dive into the major problems affecting the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a country rich in resources but plagued by numerous challenges. We're talking trillions of dollars worth of minerals, from cobalt used in your smartphones to diamonds that would make Elizabeth Taylor blush. Despite sitting on this potential gold mine, the DRC is consistently ranked among the poorest and least developed countries on Earth. So what the hell is going on? Over the next few minutes, we're going to peel back the layers of complexity surrounding the DRC, exploring the interconnected issues that have kept this nation in a perpetual state of struggle. Let's start with a history lesson, shall we? The DRC's political landscape is about as stable as a Jenga tower built by a caffeine-fueled squirrel. Decades of dictatorship, starting with the infamous Mobutu Sese Seko, laid the groundwork for a system riddled with corruption. Disputed elections and ineffective institutions have become a grimly predictable feature. Imagine living in a place where over 100 armed groups are vying for power, territory, and a piece of that resource-rich pie. Mass killings, kidnappings, and sexual violence are horrifyingly commonplace, leaving millions displaced and living in constant fear. It's a humanitarian catastrophe of epic proportions, and the international community's response has been more thoughts and prayers than action. Imagine being forced to flee your home, not once but multiple times. This is the reality for millions in the DRC, where over 6.9 million people are internally displaced, more than any other country in Africa. It's a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions, yet it remains largely invisible to the outside world. The Democratic Republic of Congo, despite being a literal treasure chest of minerals, has an economy that's teetering on the edge of collapse. The economy is heavily reliant on mining, but rampant corruption and exploitation mean that the wealth generated rarely trickles down to the people who need it most. The DRC is the world's leading producer of cobalt, essential for smartphone batteries. Much of it is mined by hand, often by children working in incredibly dangerous conditions. Illegal logging and deforestation are rampant, decimating the country's rainforests. A classic case of short-term profit over long-term sustainability. The DRC has become a tragic case study in how not to intervene in a country's affairs. The UN peacekeeping mission MONUSCO has been present for over 2 decades, yet peace remains elusive. Meanwhile, Western countries and multinational corporations continue to benefit from the DRC's resources, often turning a blind eye to the human and environmental costs. The DRC is home to over 200 ethnic groups, each with its own language, culture, and history. Politicians and armed groups use ethnic tensions to their advantage, pitting communities against each other in a deadly game of divide and conquer. Addressing these divisions requires a concerted effort to promote reconciliation, justice, and equitable distribution of resources. The DRC's problems are deeply rooted in a history of colonial exploitation, poor governance, and international interference. But amidst the darkness, there are glimmers of hope. The Congolese people are incredibly resilient, with a vibrant civil society that refuses to be silenced. They are demanding accountability, fighting for their rights, and working tirelessly to build a better future for their country.